glad we have Doc Brown on board. It's good. I hear he
definitely
doesn't
need
get
him.
along very well with Matt Damon, though.
I'm sorry.
I don't care.
We'll just keep them in different wings of the space station.
Yeah, Matt Damon's gonna go on a away team. He's gonna wear a red
Is he
shirt.
wearing the red shirt?
Yes. That sounds way more nerdy than it's supposed to be. God, I hope these microphones are so much better.
I hope not. You gotta
right.
listen to this shit.
All right, welcome back. This is our second podcast for Not Robots. That's Harry.
What's your name? Hey, I think that's Pete. Unless, once again, he's been replaced by an automaton. But
no
that's
idea.
not necessarily a robot either.
Well, this week we're going to answer the age-old question of how do you live in space? And we're going to do it while moving, which is fun because if you're in space and you're floating around in orbit, you're going to be moving, I assume, unless it's geostationary. Do you think you could live in a geostationary orbit?
Why are we floating?
We're driving.
Oh, my bad. But, hold on. To get back even into the why are we floating question, is the thing that we're living in spinning to create an artificial gravity so that we're not floating?
Well, I would think that in the long term, you would want to make some sort of artificial gravity, and you're right. I think using the gyroscopics in order to create an artificial gravity would probably be the best way, because then you could also set up like a glass dome. It wouldn't be a dome, it'd be like an inner donut portion that would allow stars' light to come through, and could, obviously power whatever it is that's solar, and I would say if you're growing plants, because you want to generate oxygen.
So now you've got space.
Because you got to live there.
You've got space donuts and potentially space weed now because you've got a grow house.
You got a space farm, so yeah, someone's gonna grow some sort of special space drugs.
And so, because they're hungry, they
It's
get
far out.
They get space donuts. It can't get any better than that, can it?
Well,
unless we got space Doritos.
Space Doritos.
Space Doritos would rock.
Well, when I was in the Navy, we had a UAV. I was a UAV pilot. I flew what people on the news call drones, but there's so many different types as well. And one of them that we had, I called the Flying Dorito. It was actually shaped like a big triangle. And, like, oh my goodness, no human being could withstand G's that are doing, no kidding, because nobody's in it. It wasn't a UFO. I mean, unless you count it as an unidentified flying object, it's not from space. We made the darn thing.
Yeah, but nobody could identify it, so then it was a UFO. I mean,
yeah,
by nature of the name, unidentified flying object, so your random passerby had no idea what it was. What was it?
It's unidentified.
Thank you.
It's flying. It's a Dorito.
Was it orange?
No.
Was it a Cool Ranch Dorito?
It was Battleship Gray. Haze
Cool
Gray and
Ranch,
underway
man.
was the old Navy saying.
No, that's not Cool Ranch, man. I'm sorry. I'll have to pass on that.
Well, it had little blue sprinkles on it. It would have been Cool Ranch.
Gray with blue sprinkles is Cool Ranch? Where do you get your Cool Ranch Doritos from?
Maybe these Doritos are really old.
I think that's mold, man. You got a problem.
Would mold grow in space if there weren't already mold spores to spread? But obviously they're going to have plants. They're going to have some sort of soil or whatever in this rotational gravity inner donut portion. Would mold grow in space? Would you have to worry about mold? Because you're going to have long-term storage on food, obviously, probably freeze-dried and whatever else, and you're going to have something that's going to freeze-dry whatever food it is you do make. So when you have excess, you could
preserve.
Yeah, hold on to it.
That's a really good question. I mean, you're in the vacuum of space, whatever molds. Well, so if you assume that everything on the vessel has gone through some sort of clean room that was thoroughly scrubbed, you would hope that no mold spores made it through. So the only
through the clean room.
Yeah. So the only plant life that you have is that which it's a controlled environment.
So if you didn't bring mold, you wouldn't have mold.
Precisely.
But eventually you're going to want to make, because if you got, say, 1,000 people on the ship, whatever, obviously someone's going to get sick at some point. There's going to be some sort of infection that happens at some point.
Isn't that
you're going to want to make
isn't
something
that when you eject them through that port?
What?
Well, they got sick.
You're gonna inject them through a port?
Well, we don't want to bring space diseases back to Earth.
You're saying to put them in an airlock and shoot their asses out.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
Are we going to want to bring space germs back to... Next thing you know,
they're already
we
on the
brought
ship.
back some contagion, and it runs rampant across the Earth.
A tractor taking over
And
this
then,
narrow road.
hold on, dude, don't get sidetracked. And then next thing you know, we've got like the whole Umbrella Corporation thing going, and there's zombies, and we're fighting a war against like space zombies.
You think that mold is going to lead to zombies?
Well, you said somebody got sick. We're gonna bring back some space disease. Didn't you see Venom? Oh my God!
Yeah, but there was one.
No, there were a whole bunch of parasites.
Yeah, but Venom was just one.
He was one of many.
Oh, this road flooded out. We're having crappy weather. That's why we figured it would be the greatest time to show you the real Florida, where it's not always sunny and it's windy with palm trees and stuff. That's always going on. And we're not at the beach. We're on a river. In a car.
No, all of Florida is beach.
No, it's all sand. And imported dirt.
Imported dirt.
That's how we get grass, is imported dirt. I don't know if it's imported from Mexico. I don't ask.
Why has it got to be foreign dirt? Like, you know?
Do you want to import racist dirt from Alabama?
Why not?
I guess.
It's dirt.
It'll be extra dark.
It's dirt.
I don't know.
Dirt is dirt.
Dirt is dirt. That's
Dirt
fair.
is dirt. Oh, no, not all dirt is created equal, but that'll be another podcast.
If you go to like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever it is your favorite flavor of store is, and you buy potting
pistachio.
And you buy potting soil, is that potting soil better than the dirt that you could steal out of somebody's front yard? Personally, I think stolen dirt is probably fun. But here in Florida, it's going to be mixed with a whole bunch of sand and probably little bits of shell.
Why's it got to be stolen dirt?
Oh, I'm just
Why
saying.
can't you ask the person, hey, may I borrow some of your dirt? Can I have,
Sir,
can I have a cup of dirt?
Could you imagine that they'll, sir, could I step into your front yard with this here shovel and make a big old hole and steal a little bit of your dirt?
No, backhoe. If you're going to do it, do it right.
Well, no, you
We're
gotta,
going
you
all
gotta
in.
ease into it.
No, how are you going to ease
remember,
in? Look,
it's just the tip.
if he said...
Give him the shovel first and then show up with the backhoe and put that all the way home.
You go and you say, hey, I'm taking soil samples. May I take a sample from your front yard? Obviously, they're going to say yes. You don't have to sit there and say, it's going in a test tube or it's going in a dump truck. So, you come and they say yes and you break out the backhoe. They've already said yes.
I guess that's fair.
So, you backhoe some dirt. But what does this got to do with space? Mold. Space mold.
Well, yeah,
so
you
yes,
gotta get the
so
dirt
you
from
don't want to
somewhere.
bring the space germs back
Oh, this is flooded out.
and lead to a massive contagion and zombies, and then we've got to worry about people and killing the zombies and like anti-zombie weapon systems and like walled-in cities and then nobody can get bitten by we've got a whole problem now.
Well, that's how infection spreads, is from teeth bites and not anything else, right?
Which is why you eject the person into the port and they go off into space. You thank them very much for their time and we're sorry you got space sickness.
Teeth bites, like as if you could bite with anything else.
Sharp, pointy. Okay. So
Chop his balls off.
So now
chop his head off, balls. What did they say again? Someone will tell us. Remember, we have an email address now. It is notrobotsquestions@gmail.com. So if you have any complaints, bitches, gripes, you hate this show, let me know.
Send them to him. I was kidnapped. I was walking down the street and this man threw me in his vehicle and told me I got to talk to this camera.
That's what Ron White said. He said, I was drunk in a bar. They threw me into public.
Once again,
I mean, not me, maybe him.
Space zombies, and we gotta eject any sick people so that we don't bring this back to Earth. Did you not see World War Z? That's probably where the fast zombies came from.
I did. That's where the running zombies.
Those were the fast.
Well,
we
also
can't have
in
them.
that French movie La Horde, which had a great scene in it, by the way. There was guys on top of the car, and he's like shooting him, and he runs out of ammo, and he grabs a sidearm, and he's shooting him, and he runs out of ammo, and he starts beating him with the pistol, and the zombies that are really fast and running, they end up taking the pistol. So he's using his knife, and they take the knife, and he's using a machete, and they take the machete, he's using his fist, and they're getting all bloody, and eventually they take his arms.
Yeah.
But it was a really good scene, and the rest of the movie I don't really recommend. I mean, it depends on how much you really like zombie movies. I personally love B-rated horror, and that scene is like, as far as like zombie levels, is right up there at the very top, just not the entire movie.
I'm trying to understand how a discussion about living in space turned into B-movie zombie horror. So once again, you eject the sick person so that you don't bring the space germs back to Earth, leading to World War Z, because Brad Pitt's not going to save us. Just saying.
What if Brad Pitt did save you, though?
Personally?
Well, I don't know about personally, but I would think that he would probably lead more along the lines of saving everybody on the ship.
No, I was talking about Earth. We're talking about the zombies going back to Earth.
Remember, one of the passengers is Matt Damon. It is space. He's in trouble. Clearly, he's on board.
Okay, so Jason Bourne is on the ship. Somebody gets sick. Obviously, Jason's going to eject them so that the zombie sickness doesn't come back to Earth. Am I wrong?
Well, it's Jason Bourne. He's probably not going to inject them. He's probably just going to shoot them and then chuck them out of airlock.
Yeah, but if you shoot them, so we're assuming low gravity. So if you shoot them,
no, we're on artificial gravity.
Well, I'm not assuming full artificial gravity. It would have to be spinning pretty damn fast.
Well, unless it's really big. If it's really big, because we're holding thousands of people and a full crop, it's got to have some sort of size to it. It doesn't have to spin that fast if it's really big.
But what happens
Gyroscopic principles further out.
But what happens if we're not in one of the high gravity sections and he shoots the person and there's this random blood droplet floating along? Then that gets in somebody's eye and Viola, zombie number 2. Now we got a problem.
Oh no, you know what they say? 1, it's a fluke, just kill it and move on. 2, it's an outbreak, spray your house.
Exactly. So now we've got to figure out, what do we do? Do we all sacrifice ourselves and fly the vessel into the sun, saving Earth? Or do we try to cull and control the contagion and be selfish and try to save one of ourselves?
I'm a little selfish.
I say we fly into the sun.
Screw it, kill everyone, put them all in.
We got to save the planet.
Well,
we're saving the
Earth.
Earth.
Hate to ruin it, but the end of the modern Battlestar Galactica, that's kind of what they did, isn't it?
No, they didn't fly themselves into the sun.
They threw their ships in
They
there.
threw away the technology because they didn't want a repeat of the past. So they figured no tech, no. What is it? Robotism? I mean, it's not race. It's prejudice against semi-sentient automatons? I don't know.
Anti-technology.
Technophobic. Anti-technologianism?
I wonder if that could possibly be the second longest word in the dictionary. What is the longest word? Is it anti-disciplinarianism? No, disestablishmentarianism. That's the one.
Yes.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yes.
How many letters was that?
I don't even remember.
36 or something retarded.
But it would be whatever. So now we've done the right thing, and we're sending the ship on its collision course with our sun to save humanity.
To the moon, Alice.
But no, the moon would know, because we've got to incinerate the contagion. Because if we send it to the moon, you know what's going to happen?
It'll spread.
No, some wiseacre on Earth is going to go, well, we need to investigate what happened.
Ooh, the Nazis that live on the dark side. Well, actually, I guess it's going to be Chinese now, because that's where they're going. The ones that live on the dark side, they're going to dark side. The dark
Come
side.
over to the dark side.
Get down. Get to the moonbeams.
I think we've lost it now.
Oh, we never had
This is what I was always afraid of on these podcasts. Some level of, somebody's trenching. Some level of lunacy occurring. So yes, if we actually crash it into the moon to try to save Earth, somebody's gonna want to know what happened. send up another vessel with a bunch of people, and then they're going to bring the contagion back. And once again, there'll be zombies running around on Earth, and we've got, walled city-state things, and people driving and shooting, and flamethrowers, and, whole Mad Max-looking rigs going. We don't want to do all that.
What are they doing here? For those of you who are listening, I guess it's only tree trimming?
Yeah, Aspelin's out.
Oh, right. They're arborists.
Yes.
Yeah. Caution, if I can't see you in my mirrors, I can't see you.
In my mirrors.
That's a heck of a sign. Look, I see your mirrors pretty clear, and you're in the left lane.
We're behind a large vehicle.
And the guy in the right lane told me to go.
Not to get too close to this vehicle while these people told us to go, but we can't go.
Right.
All right, so we're back. So we've saved Earth by killing ourselves and a multi-billion-dollar space station.
And there's another car coming the other direction.
Yes.
Hopefully they leave me plenty of room here.
Hurry.
I'm not used to all this. It's weird.
But there's the other scenario that could occur.
What other scenario? Ooh, they all become zombies. Full-on outbreak. We can't expose it at all. And now we have a missile ship heading towards whoever knows how long it'll take to get to another civilization, possibly somewhere else in the galaxy, where it's going to crash in and spread the contagion just like Alien.
What?
No?
I lost that one altogether.
Well, you didn't see Prometheus?
I have no idea what happened there at all. I was thinking.
I'm sorry, I blacked out.
I was thinking the whole entire Gundam scenario where we've got colonies in space, and they get misrepresented, and then they get pissed off, and they build big mobile suit war weapons and come back to Earth demanding their rights, and then there's a galactic civil war thing going. Yeah.
Wow, we're really past living in space.
Oh yeah, that was the point of this, right? We were living in space.
All right, we're worried about zombies. I think we should move past the zombies specifically.
Yeah, so now we're living in space.
Because it's either going to be A, we solve zombies, or B, zombies completely take over and spread.
Yeah, so we're going to say that in that scenario, we crash into the sun and die, and we save the Earth from zombies.
I mean, you would just throw both A and B scenarios out.
But we're going to do the right thing. No, you're going to be that one guy that I have to kill in order to crash the stupid thing into the sun so that I save humanity.
Matt Damon!
Oh my god.
Oh man. If only we had Kanye West.
Why does Kanye West come up in all my podcasts?
Does he really?
Why? I don't understand.
He's a popular guy.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
I heard at one point him say that if the Bible was written today, that he would be in it. I was like, you're right, man. I can name all sorts of bards.
Let's not. We were in space. How'd we get Kanye West in space? Can we get back to space?
He probably paid his way onto the ship.
So now we're in scenario number 2 where we're in space and we are living in space. We've got grow farms, we've got colonies, but we've got the same problems we have in standard civilization. We've got reproduction issues because when you're bored in space, what do you do? So we've got the population's growing faster than we can feed them with the agro ships and the agro colonies and stuff.
Overpopulation on board.
Exactly.
Yikes.
So now we've got
a scary scenario. You'd have to go the route of China.
We got resources coming from the Earth, and the Earth's like, hey, now you're expending our resources, and we need to eat, you need to eat, so we're going to cut back your resources, and we're going to start to demand that you don't reproduce. So we go all, we go all limit the population thing, and you can only have 1-2 children max. Now we're creating Ender's Game.
Oh boy.
What?
What if
Ender's
we had
Game
enough?
is a fabulous book.
What if we had enough on board to be able to build more stuff? Obviously, we have to have some sort of something to do repairs. As if this
we got
ship
a
or
3D
station
printer
or whatever.
Okay.
We're assuming that we can't go back to Earth and resupply, and they're not going to be sending any resupply ships. Ships need slips.
So Earth abandoned us.
So we've abandoned Earth. We're too far away, and it's just not going to work. We're going and we're out of the way.
Right away.
Well, I was at the stop sign first. I don't know what they were thinking. That's how it works, doesn't it?
Obviously, they were thinking that they beat you to the stop sign. We've lost the river, ladies and gentlemen. We're stuck in civilization now.
Oh no, that's all right. It's Cocoa Village.
We're in historic Cocoa Village, by the way.
I like Cocoa Village.
No, it's not a village that's sprinkled in cocoa or produces cocoa. Just in case you were wondering.
That's mildly disappointing if it's your first time. But they do got a couple of decent restaurants down here. Like if you're looking for good pizza, they got one right there. If you're looking for some really good like iced coffee, it's right there.
Hey,
if
do
you're
they
looking for
make
a
any
French
pops
restaurant,
here? Because
they
you know,
make
then
what?
they would be Cocoa Pops.
There's at least one ice cream shop.
Oh my
They
lord,
might.
you actually ignored that joke altogether.
What, the cereal? Yeah, I got it and moved on. we're moving beyond breakfast cereals today.
So somewhere in space, we're making Cocoa Pops out of...
Wait a minute. You're bringing along your favorite cereal, obviously. For me, it's Golden Grams.
I'm not eating
love
cocoa.
Golden
No,
Grams.
I've got oatmeal.
Isn't that like not in the whole keto or whatever diet that is you're doing?
I don't do keto.
What diet are you? Do you have a name for your diet?
I did.
Bob or whatever?
Clean?
Oh. So, Mr. Clean.
No, yes. Very apropos. Yes.
Oh, that guy's motorcycle had like really high ape hangers. For those of you on video, they were this high.
For those of you that do not know what ape hangers are, Pete will now explain.
Oh, they're the handlebars on motorcycles where you hold on with your controls where they're actually above your head. And you're hanging on like a gorilla or, you know, one of the apes or something that's at the zoo.
And that is an explanation of ape hangers.
This has
in
been
2
your
minutes
moment
or
with
less.
The More You Know. Bring.
Oh my god, this podcast is just a train wreck. Okay, so now we're lost in space. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Oh, that was a robot.
I was gonna
Oh
do it.
no. So
Yes.
now we're lost
Will
in
Robinson
space
was not a robot.
with a robot that likes to scream about danger and panic you aimlessly. And we are running low on supplies. We're 3D printing. What are we 3D printing?
Supplies.
Wait, we're 3D printing.
Supplies!
Wait,
Oh.
we're 3D printing food?
Well, we're going to 3D print whatever parts that just broke on our food creator. Or, if, you know, if our ship gets hit by an asteroid or whatever.
So our ship got hit by an asteroid and we didn't
it's
die?
Very, very small asteroid.
Okay.
Like, it's just kind of like
A pebble.
Yeah, it's like if a rock hits your windshield when you're on the highway and you're following behind a big semi truck that kicks one up.
So the Safe Flight.
We don't have insurance to
spaceship
come out there and
comes
replace your
up-
windshield.
No? Safe Flight? No? Okay.
Safe flight in space.
So the food replicator is down.
Yes, there we go.
And we're 3D printing a part. But the challenge is the 3D printer is in a part of the ship that's been damaged by the asteroid. So we've got a spacewalk outside. I don't know. What is the point of the whole entire 3D replicator thing?
You know, I'm very surprised we didn't bring more than one.
Why would we bring more than one? We could 3D print another one.
Well, if your replicator breaks, you can't print another one.
Yeah, but you print a 3D... Look, you go up with one 3D printer. You print a 3D printer with your 3D printer.
But what if the first 3D printer fails to print the 3D printer? Or breaks? Malfunctions. Does not compute.
That's when you start looking for planets with possible resources. Not
Ooh.
racehorses.
Well, do you think that you found one that is going to have, I don't know, anything on it, any sort of ability for you to land this ship? Well, we got to think, this ship that we're living on, did we launch it and then stay in space? Or was it, I mean, if it's this big,
now we're
obviously...
getting technical.
It had to have been built in space.
So
There'd be
we're
a couple
on
of
some
trips,
massive
some,
flying
contractors.
space colony thing.
Obviously, it was started by Russia, but the United States probably started, working on it, and just it got out of hand. Now we have Space Force.
Wait,
You know,
can I join Space Force?
Semper Sky. I don't know.
I want to join Space Force.
I think they have the age limit of like 35 or something.
Dang it, I'm too old for Space Force. I wanted to have a blaster. Dang.
Laser beams.
I wanted to pew pew with the best of them.
I want a laser beam that can pop balloons. That's about as good as it gets today, isn't it? Right.
No, but we're not gonna have that discussion.
We should probably talk about laser beams that can pop balloons another day. That's a rabbit hole.
Isn't that where rabbits live? Isn't that called a warren?
Well, turtles eventually take over rabbit holes too, don't they?
Maybe in Florida, the gopher tortoise probably would.
I was thinking Galapagos, but obviously that's the wrong turtle.
That's not a turtle.
Oh, it's an island.
Isn't there a
Is there a Galapagos
great
turtle?
Galapagos tortoise?
Would we be taking animals on this spaceship like an ark?
Why are we arcing now? We just went from, okay, we've got a space colony. We just went from living in space to some sort of arc thing.
Well, we have to have food.
Yeah, we don't need animals
What
for food.
animals reproduce the fastest for food?
We don't need food. Probably rats. We don't need food.
Well, I was thinking rabbits, but rats might be getting out of hand pretty rapidly.
Hey, Demolition Man.
Yeah, that's fair.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have Taco Bell in space too.
So so we could have the what's that new burger they have at Burger King? That's the not burger, the Impossible burger. So we'd be having like
the one that's made out of beans.
Yeah, the Impossible. It would be Impossible Tuesday.
Now, do you think it would be energy efficient? Because obviously that's something you're going to have to think about with a spaceship of something that's going to be lasting for Lord knows how long enough for zombies to invade. That to say we're going to have rabbits, we need a protein source. We're feeding and breeding rabbits for a protein source to eat them. Would it be more effective to make, say, beans as a protein source as opposed to feeding the rabbits? Because wouldn't it waste energy, oxygen, and so on, having another living creature which we're going to butcher and skin?
Flashback to my other podcast. So
wait, what?
Sorry, you just did it. Flashback to my other podcast, Fitness Sucks with Mark and Harry.
Oh, this is come up there?
In reality,
what was this last week? I must have missed
they would be growing crops and actually feeding them. Well, so the theory is right now you would grow crops. The excess refuse from your crop production you would feed to the black soldier fly. The black soldier fly you would harvest and grind and use as a protein source.
Oh, right. You guys tried the
cricket bars.
The cricket protein.
Correct.
Yeah, no, I have been an advocate for cricket protein anytime anybody asks about this stuff. I'd say that it would be a great sustainable food source as far as being able to take out in space because, I mean, there we go. There's your animal that barely feeds on anything. It breeds like crazy, and they don't carry disease.
Well, apparently the black soldier fly is tastier than the cricket.
Do the black soldier flies carry disease?
I don't believe so, especially in space. I mean, what disease you got up there? We've got the sickness that we had to. Oh my God, that's how it happens. Our food source runs wild. Somebody gets sick off of the rampant food source, and now we've got space zombie sickness. Now we've got to crash this one into a sun. Oh my God.
We've already destroyed 2 ships, and we're not even outside of Seoul yet.
We got a problem.
This is terrible.
We do have a problem here.
The good thing this is all Nintendo and not real. We just press that reset button. And for kids who don't know about a reset button, long ago in the land of stone, video games, when you died, you had to hit the little reset button. Not like, but like, say you're playing Fortnite or whatever, Minecraft. I guess they kill each other in that too.
They didn't have Fortnite back. Dang, that's
we didn't.
Window.
I know, right? Seriously, that's why I like driving down this. Great view one direction and a view I'll never be able to get in the other.
I don't know if you call this a great view. Gray water, gray skies. Look at the size of that house. So let's move along. So here we are once again. We've now killed 2 colonies. Colony number 3.
Fly colony.
So wait. So we use teleporters to get up there and somebody let a fly in, and all of a sudden everyone mutated into flies, so this is fly colony? So now we're no longer human.
It's fly colony 3.
Why is it fly colony 3?
Well, colony 3, but this one's named Fly.
But you already said it's fly colony, so that means that we've got to go back and revisit the whole the fly thing. So we got up there, instead of flying people up there, somebody invented a teleporter, probably Elon, and then Notice how Elon has made it into 2 podcasts now.
He's really winning today again, isn't
So
he?
he's created a teleporter, and somebody didn't scrub the teleporter. Come on, I want to see a branch
This
drop
guy's
on
got
you.
arm up here. Okay.
Yeah, because they're trimming right above our heads. And
That's cool.
so somebody gets a fly in there, and when they are disassembled and recreated, they're half fly. And Fly Guy takes up. Don't laugh. Fly Guy now takes over the space station. So now we got to crash Civilization 3 into our sun by remote control now.
Okay.
Because, you know, we wanted to check before, and a fly answered, and we were like, oh heck no.
All right, let's go out on a olive branch.
Oh wait,
flyer.
no, we send a mission up to exterminate Fly Guy.
Ooh, and it fails, and instead it shoots the ship filled with flies, somewhere to a far, far galaxy never seen on our telescope. And in a million years later, some other civilization finds it and goes, "Wow, these are some really smart flies. Look what they built."
And then they proceed to eat them as a protein source.
There you go. Wait, I have to think about how these tiny little hands were able to master. It must have taken a long time.
One molecule at a time, man. One molecule at a time.
Really generate a lot of buzz.
Oh, that was terrible. That was truly terrible. That was definitely not a buzzworthy pun. Not a buzzworthy pun at all.
They're hungry. It's a BuzzFeed.
Oh, I'm gonna have to press the buzzer on that one.
Oh, no. Look out, Woody! Right next to you, flying is Buzz. Toy Story. Calm down, kids.
Yeah. I know. Okay, you win. I'm not going to go down the Buzz road. I mean,
remember, this ship just went to infinity and beyond.
All you're doing is throwing out buzzwords, man. I don't get it.
I think we gotta stop.
So, once again, colony, space, what do you do?
I don't know. We haven't discussed how to live in space at all yet. Other than mysterious contractors build mysterious spinning ship with a glass half donut, and there's people getting high.
Yes.
And there's lots of flies to eat.
That's flying.
You know what? I don't want to live in this future. So, we're not living in space, and I believe that's going to be it. Thanks. That's Harry.
There's Pete driving the space bus.
Yes, that's right. We said we're going to name this vehicle. It's the pretzel box.
At this point, it's the fly box. Okay. I don't know.
The black soldier fly box.
There you go.
There we go. And they're living on pretzels, leftover pretzels from when humans were a thing.
Because
they built this with their tiny hands.
Because the zombie parasite disease came back to Earth and killed us all.
I wonder how they folded those pretzels.
So they have a whole bunch of arms. I mean, it'd be easy, right?
We're generating too much buzz. We gotta go. Ooh. Thanks for watching, listening, and we have a bunch of ways that you can contact us if you want to. A bunch of ways you can follow. We should have an Instagram by the time this goes up.
Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll tell you what that is probably on episode 3. I have a thing written down somewhere.
He's got a thing.
There it is. I'm driving, it's bad. All right, on Spotify. I don't know if you're listening there. If not, but that's where we're at on there too. It's called Not Robots. On YouTube, Not Robots. On the book face. I don't know if you have that one. It's like Facebook, but it's more books going into faces.
Yeah, there's more reading.
And it's facebook.com/not-robots-podcast, or you can search it at Not Robots Podcast, all one word. And maybe you're listening on Anchor, which you've probably heard the ad for at the beginning of this. It's anchor.fm, not-robots. On Anchor, we also own the Not Robots page on there, but for some reason, it doesn't let me upload. So it's not-robots now.
That's cool.
So that's fun. And stay tuned. Next week, we will have our next episode, and see you next time.
Hey, maybe we'll take the flies fishing.
Ooh, fly fishing.
My ship. Okay. Ode to William Shatner.
Oh, William Shatner. Here's to you, William Shatner.
Not Robots, out.
I think it's still on.
Is this thing on? Laban! Laban! Do you have my cigarettes?
It's pretty warm. Feel that.